Most people think that successful entrepreneurs have more talent, right? And they don't. They have just learned to develop more skills, okay? So on this platform, you're always going to hear me talk about business, leadership, skills, and purpose, right? And so today I want to talk about how entrepreneurs are not necessarily born, right? They are developed, right? We are not born into entrepreneurs. We're not born into leaders. Those are different. There are skills that we have to acquire, skills that we have to develop in order to become an entrepreneur, right? In order to become a leader, right? And in order to really become successful, because I believe that skills are learned. When you are, in a classroom, you don't know all of the answers, on your test until you learn the material, right? And then you have to study the material, right? In order for you to get a good grade on your test or your assignment. The same thing, I believe, works in business as well. You have to learn, you have to study, right? And then eventually master specific skills in order for your business to be successful. Nobody is born and already knows like how to run a business, right? Like I didn't come out the womb and just say, oh, okay, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I know everything, right? And I'm sure that doesn't happen for nobody else. You literally have to learn different things. And in the process of learning, you make mistakes as well, right? But you have to learn these things. And as you continue to do that, you grow, your business grows, right? And that's how you're able to actually create impact and income. And so if I had literally to choose, right, one skill that I believe that every entrepreneur must master, okay, it's going to be the decision-making skill, right, the communication skill. And I think those two go hand in hand because every single day we make decisions, whether that's in our professional life, our careers, our personal lives, right, in friendships and relationships, the things that we wear, right, how we want our hair, every day, all day, we literally have to make decisions. But the thing is, going into business and in our personal life is, are we making the right decision, right? Or are we making the bad decision? So when it comes to business, right, you have to make the decision of pricing, right? You have to price your offer. You have to price your service. Marketing, right? What platform are you going to necessarily market on? Hiring or investing, all of your content, right? What type of content am I going to put out today, right? And I had to do that like when I do my YouTube videos, like what type of content am I putting out for this week, right? Are we using our time wisely to literally plan our week, to plan our content, to plan our marketing, right? Are we taking the skills and the resources that we already have and using it strategically to amplify our business so we can create the impact and the income? Indecisiveness, I should say, will literally keep your business stuck. So you have to be on your P's and your Q's when it comes to your business and learn literally how to make, those rightful decisions. And I'm not saying every single time you make a decision is always going to be 100% right, because again, like I said, we have to learn, and we're going to make, some mistakes. So what that may look like for you and your business, right? You spend a month, 2 months, 3 months on trying to get the perfect logo, right? Instead of finding customers, right? You spend 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months on trying to get a perfect website, right? Or trying to ensure that your brand colors are right, or trying to ensure, that all of your marketing material is right, instead of going out finding, your customers, instead of going out or using your platform, using your social media to communicate and tell people about your work, tell people about your value, tell people about what it is that you do. So, instead of, okay, let me make sure I got my website, let me make sure I have my logo, right? Let's, again, use what it is that we already have. Slightly going off topic, but resource management is a skill. It's one of the 9 skills that I talk about in my business execution framework. And I'm bringing that up because, again, you have to be resourceful. Use what it is that you already have. Use your platform. Use TikTok. Use social media. Use YouTube. Use all of that to get it out. You don't have to have a website just yet, right? You don't have to have your logo just yet. Yes, we want those things, but let's make the right decision. Let's go out. Let's find our customers. Or let's go out and be a service to somebody else, right? Let's go out and work on our personal development, right? Our business development, so we can be that successful entrepreneur and that successful business leader. Quick backstory. So in reference to Believe Your Vision, right? Believe Your Vision initially was a youth mentoring program. That was the vision that I have. And I started off in the school system with starting a STEM program. I did it. It was an after school program. I did it for 2 years, and I was going to do it for a third year. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to branch out and actually start my own Believe Your Vision youth mentoring program. And I did that. And I stepped out on faith, and I did not have everything. I did not know everything, right? I gradually start to learn those things as I stepped into, right, my calling, as I stepped into entrepreneurship, as I fully stepped into leadership. And I had to make several different decisions, but I literally just did it, right? And so I want you to ask yourself, what decision are you avoiding? Because if I avoided the decision of not stepping out on my own, I probably still could have been in the school system. I probably could have been somewhere else. But stepping out of that comfort zone allowed me to learn more about myself. It allowed me to learn more about entrepreneurship. It allowed me to learn more about leadership, and literally the skills, again, that I needed to ensure that my business was successful. And so I didn't wait until I had everything perfect. I literally just started, and I started with what it was that I already had. And so that's what I want you to ask yourself today. What decision am I avoiding, right? And not necessarily why am I avoiding it? Because 9 times out of 10, we're avoiding it because we are, afraid. We fear the unknown. We don't know if it's going to work out, right? It's something new. But whatever it is that you are avoiding, I want you to actually make it happen today. I want you to make it happen today, because you are holding on to your gifts. You're holding on to your purpose, and you're holding on to the talents and the things that you have, when you literally can go out and be a service to somebody else, help somebody else learn, right? Yes, we are learning from other people, but people can also learn from us too. And so if you literally are one that you say, you know what, I'm ready, right? I'm ready to develop the business skills needed, right, to build a successful business, to become a better leader, right, for myself. We have to build the entrepreneur before we build the business. I'm gonna say that again. We have to build the entrepreneur before we build the business. Because again, you can build the business, you can have the business, you can have the logo, you can have the t-shirts, you can have, the building, you can even have the people, the customers, and you can even be getting money. But will your business last? Will your business be successful if the entrepreneur, right, doesn't have the successful skills, if the leader doesn't have the successful skills? Because you are the leader of your business. You are the leader of your legacy. And so you have to set the example. And so if you don't have these, successful skills, then how can you expect, one, people to look up to you, and then two, how can you expect to set the example for somebody else? So if you are serious and if you're ready, I want you to join the Believe Your Vision Business Development Hub. Okay, it is a community where entrepreneurs and leaders are literally ready to develop the skills, right? You are ready to gain the clarity, gain the confidence, right, needed to actually turn your gifts and turn your God-given purpose into impact and income, and actually create a purpose-driven business. So go ahead, click the link. Everything will be down in the details below. And always, if y'all have any questions, definitely let me know. But until next time, I will see you guys inside of the Business Development Hub, where you will actually gain access to that business execution framework, which is where I teach and I talk about all of the 9 God-given skills that you need to be a successful, faithful business owner, leader, and entrepreneur. And until next time, see ya.